Why should we use differential probes? We all know that probes must be used while using an oscilloscope, due to the speed of semiconductor components, which becomes faster and faster. The signal frequency of the circuit under test is becoming higher and higher. Today, to acquire the signal from the circuit under test, and transport to the oscilloscope correctly without any effect to the circuit operation is definitely not an easy task. Using the correct probe is the key. Incorrect probe will render any expensive oscilloscope useless. Nowadays, there are many types of probes which helps user complete their tasks under various conditions, and differential probe is one of the categories. In the early stage, the main applications of differential probes are used to measure power system, including power converters and switching power supplies. The measured signals are usually large floating signals from dozens of volts to several thousands of volts. In recent years, the high-speed digital circuits are widely used in digital circuit design and digital transmission, and there are lots of high-speed differential signals. As a result, a new type of differential probe is created. The voltage measuring range is very small, around a few volts or even milli or microvolts, but the bandwidth is very wide, up to a few gigahertz. In oscilloscope measurements now, whether it's high-voltage differential probe, or high-speed line needle, in their respective fields, both are essential. A typical switching power supply circuit is shown. In some cases, using a single-ended passive probe to measure power electronic circuit with oscilloscope, will cause the circuit to short, and damage the device under testing, or cause the risk of electric shock to the operator. One of these cases is shown. To avoid the short circuit to the ground of an oscilloscope, while using a single-ended passive probe to measure power electronics circuit, some operators will remove the ground from oscilloscope to make the oscilloscope float, as shown. Is this method the correct solution to counter the issue of power electronics circuit measuring with oscilloscope? Let us have some discussion. As shown on the previous picture, even if the oscilloscope is not grounded, the circuit is still shorted to the ground of channel ports of oscilloscope while multi-channels and non-common grounded circuit testing. This will damage the device under test and the test equipment. In the meantime, a large floating voltage such as V-line, or V-line plus VCM, will occur on the ground test equipment, such as the case of oscilloscope and the ground line of probe with BNC connector while the oscilloscope is floating. The risk of electric shock to the operator, damage to the device under test and the test equipment is high. Device safety and the operator's life may be in danger. All of Sapphire's probes are with CE and RoHS certificates.